Hey guys, what's up? So, I've been feeling like been not myself lately. I've been feeling like I always feel like the cat that gets killed in the curiosity kills the cat. To be honest, to me, as a late, but at least I know how to dress that off at least. But anywho, I want to talk about something a little fun today. Today we're gonna talk about something that I feel why not do a little different. Talk about something I really like. Also on this channel, you probably have seen a couple of videos of that, but smg4. It's one of my favorite online series, other than Death Battle being my second favorite. First one being Death Battle, of course. And yeah, I would like to talk about my thoughts on, well, my thoughts on smg4 arcs. So if you don't know smg4 for many years now, and yeah, I think if you don't know, oh, sorry. It's one of my favorite things to watch when, well, that. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, so let's do it anyway. Oh, sorry, I was doing something that came in the background. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about my. So if you've been living on the rock, sorry, arcs are SMG4s. More of something that Mario SMG4 that I like. One of the things I like about SMG4, it's usually a storyline where it happens mostly across multiple episodes, and usually they come in unannounced. So yeah, it was really a arc I wanted to do, and I really like these. It started with the Waluigi Arc all the way up to currently the Genesis Arc. And yeah, today we're going to talk about pretty much ranking my favorite to least favorite arc across all SMG4. So let's go. First of all, let's talk about my least favorite arc of all time, the Rapping Ball arc. Yeah, this was really one of my least favorite. Now, first of all, it was kind of not really was considered a bit the worst arc. Although there are some people's opinions on other arcs that could be the worst, but the Rapping Ball arc was at least and well, even at, was considered most people a bit by the worst arc. Even people, Paul by, even in Luke and Kevin, being kind of forgotten arc, and Luke more specifically also didn't realize he could did feel like he wished he could redo the arc like a bit more other than just losing friends. I know this was during the experimental days and straight after the next arc. This is after the next arc we're going to talk about on my favorite list, but my fourth favorite arc, but honestly, yeah. For me, the reason why I didn't really like the Rapping Bar arc, the reason why the Rapping Bar arc was low on this list was it didn't really do much for the SMG4 narrative, and it didn't do much, to be honest. At least story-wise, and give a reason why that they were kind of going for a yearly stuff instead of just putting two. And secondly, I did feel like there was what I felt, in my opinion, kind of boredom. And the arc it really didn't really have much happening, to be honest. There's not much story heavy. Excuse me. Or any lore heavy, excuse me. And most of the arc is self-contained. Yeah, no joke. I felt most of the arc is self-contained. in like this box, and I felt most of the arc is self-contained and not really much happens outside of the actual arc itself other than, oh hey, really. Then, yeah, there are always at least one or two references to the arc. I did feel like the arc itself, even though I only know the reference was in my third favorite arc, which only had a brief cameo, but yeah. It was mostly self-contained, but at least it was good, and at least it was a fun episode. It was a more lighthearted arc out of the bunch. And I would like to see another lighthearted arc happen sometime, maybe around this year, because I think it's like the nice little change of pace, something a little less dark, to be honest. Maybe at least good, maybe I will say betterly done than this arc, to be honest, than the arc. Despite, in my opinion, I think it was good. And it was around the time when it was still experimental days. My fourth favorite arc, and the one that started it all, the Waluigi Arc. Yeah, you can tell where this arc, what idea came from, and pretty much all the memes surrounding by it. Yeah, the Waluigi Arc is my my fourth favorite arc. I used to remember this being my second favorite arc before it gone down on the list a bit, in my opinion. It was the arc that started it all, and all started because of that whole dead meme, I feel, of the obvious Waluigi Sis trophy. Sorry, I had problems with it. It does introduce Tori as a new character, and it does have a trend of also sometimes introducing new characters in the middle of an arc, useful or less useful. And honestly, it does introduce a lot of characters and development, and there's a lot of things happening throughout the whole arc, and I do enjoy the stuff that it would sooner or later become this arc and continuity that would set up a lot. So yeah, I honestly would like to see something like this. I would like to see possibly a future, and yeah. I do enjoy some of the character development. Mario pretty much also caring for a little more of his brother, even though it's only for this arc at least. Some lighthearted also moments, as well as some things. Although the arc, I would say, kind of filler, but that's the first arc. It will have some stuff need to iron out or something, and everything else. And a lot of things that would happen, and a lot of stuff will become main staples. Tori will also become part of the main gang. Later on the franchise. Next up, I would say my third favorite arc would be the YouTube arc. The third favorite, I would say for the most part, this brings back smg4 to be the main center villain. I feel like, yeah, the main center villain after Dr. smg4 got cancelled. Yeah, that show that just kind of exists, just got cancelled due to low rate, due to poor ratings at the time, and yeah, I think no one can. And you with Dr. Phil. Maybe, yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of revenge plots and whatnot and everything else, and I do enjoy the plot itself, and also smg4 getting a second team. This isn't the first time, though. I would say a little bit more unique, to at least trying to copy smg4, and I do, although the rival team wouldn't be used too often after this arc, but I'll give A for effort for at least including a new villain, including a couple of new characters. Those would end up becoming a bit more. This is also become mostly mainstays of the franchise. Become sort of that, even though they would rarely do much and also appear for maybe one or a few episodes, and some characters that appear prior to this arc even. Just without some stuff. I feel like I also would like to say my only complaint with this arc is is the ending. And actually no. My only complaint with the arc is I felt the episode. Most of the episodes I felt were kind of filler. Yes, I felt most of the episodes were a bit filler in my opinion, and it feels like most of the main episodes inside were at least were mostly filler. Mostly, I kind of wish that, although it does build up the arc, I didn't feel like the story truly happens until the Internet Graveyard episode, and also Greg's death. Honestly, I'm just gonna say this to people who actually kind of like Greg, but his death was kind of pointless in my opinion. Yeah, his death in my opinion is kind of, it was, actually I'm gonna say it was my least favorite death. Like, it's kind of pointless, and I didn't really feel like his death really served much other than, oh hey, we need to go with a heist, ridiculous reason for a heist reason. I will go with something a little bit more comedic, to be honest. And that, honestly, I kind of wish Greg had a bit more character development, or at least some screen time, other than his first debut appearance, and he's just, whoop, time to leave, whoop, time to go do something else! Just kindly leaves. Ease for this. Eve. Kinda died for the sake of the plot. Kinda wish we got more character development to give at least some more empathy for the character instead of just killing him off that easily. And it's kinda the reason why I tend to feel like, oh yeah, Greg's death, yeah. I'm kind of on the paper, I'm just really for it. Although I do enjoy the resurrection episode, I just kinda wish they didn't use Greg as an example. It was a fun episode. Although, yeah, I did feel like, in my opinion, it was a fun episode despite the controversy it was causing from fandoms. Yeah, I already saw a Spanish League video, by the way, of that video of the resurrection. And yeah. Anyway, let's talk about my second favorite arc. Anyways, my second favorite arc would be the Genesis arc, actually, surprisingly. Yes, I'm a huge fan of the Genesis arc. Yeah, actually, I do enjoy the Genesis arc as... It was about an alright episode, but my only complaint I would have with it was... Yes, it's almost perfect. The plot, it mainly serves as an origin story to reveal both smg3 and smg4. Or its origin story, as well as a lot of the characters that come out. I do enjoy the movie that also was to incorporate the plot as well as everything else. My only complaint I have with this, I had two complaints with this arc. Third one, I'm not going to talk about it, I don't feel. First of all, I felt there was a lot of filler between, and yeah, I know there are some episodes. I know that some occasional videos and whatnot, but honestly, I kind of wish we kind of heavily at least tried to focus on the plot instead of just watching the, I don't know, copious amounts of filler. Yeah, there's a good kind of reason why I felt this episode was mostly filler at best. And I kind of wish they also kind of cut down the filler at least. And I felt it was, yeah, I kind of wish they actually go with something. I kind of wish they mostly straight up focus on the arc, and yeah, I don't think they really need to wait for a week for Maggie to come back. I'm sure we could do fine without Maggie. That's why I like her character. I kind of wish we don't really need her to be, hi, I need to be in the plot! To go back, as I felt honestly, I kind of wish you just focus a bit more on the plot line, and if Maggie just happened to come back. I also secondly didn't really like look, this is the point of the arcs where I just feel like I didn't really like almost every, and I say almost every arc has a, literally the War of the Fat Italians is the finale. Oh boy, I'm gonna say this one. To be honest, I think this is getting repetitive. I know this is the third time we're having a War of the Fat Italians arc finale, but Gee, I feel like this is at this point it's getting repetitive. And to have many, and I mean to have at least another Water Fighter act as a finale arc. At this point, arcs will just become basically finale arcs. I kind of wish we hope next arc doesn't require no Water Fight Italians, and also a rap battle. No hate to the rap battle. I think I enjoyed it, but it gets repetitive after a while. Can we go back to a bit pre-2015 a bit, and go with something a little bit more less of just rap battles and most. They go with some random place to go fight. Sure, rap battles are cool and all, but it's kind of repetitive at this point. I mean, when you have like, I don't know. No, this many, and I mean many arcs with at least 3 arcs of. Also, want to talk about Axel's death. I think he's not. I don't believe he's truly dead, and I don't believe he's something that dead. I'm not gonna. And also, no, he is not dead. I don't believe Axel is dead. He will come back to life, and we will all just be happy. Like. Okay, you know what? I don't believe he's dead, anyways. Anywho. Oh, let's just continue. Oh. So then we get to the best arc of all time. The anime arc. Yeah. This arc is split into 2 parts. First half focusing on the first half focusing a bit more on the more feature banning anime after just a let's just say anime challenge gone wrong. And secondly, secondly of an inkling kidnap and the anime cartel. It also introduced a new character named Axel, who would also become later on. Although I do feel like in recent seasons he became less and less of a hero sometimes and everything, but honestly, yeah. Last weekend over the course of the show, but other than that, I do like Mega's. I do feel like he's still a good character and everything else. I do feel like the first half does feel like there's not much happening a bit, but I do enjoy the first half, although there was slight a bit filler a bit in the first half. No, the second half really feels like where the show truly kicks in. And then actually help and save the day. And also everything else happened. My only complaint with this arc is well, I'm gonna say it. This is gonna be this is gonna be a bit of a problem ever since the anime arc happened. Delcy's death, or at least permanent death in smg4. This is going to be one of the complaints I have with this franchise, as well as pretty much something that I wish they would answer for once and try to answer it. And I wish they answered this question, like, why? Like, why do these characters just suddenly die? Like for one, these characters can just, like, it was kind of a problem. Like, the problem with that problem has been a bit of a serious problem, and one of my only complaints with these arcs after any anime arc. It's been an ongoing arc and problem, and the most questionable one. Why can some of these characters just come back to life? There's literally, like many things that can bring you back to life, and yet they don't really explain this in lore. And this kind of became a bit more of a common problem after this arc happened. And yes, I say after this arc. Assuming it's going forward. Where then I do accept Elsie's death, but this is gonna apply to other characters, and I kind of wish we got some in-universe explanation and not just say he's dead because I said so type response. Like, it's not like the Eagles question where you can just say, hey, why can't the Eagles can be resurrected? Or let's just say why can like or why can't we just simply do like or sorry, it's just I felt this all kind of I wish that we would actually get a finally answer why we can just resurrect some characters despite the fact there's literally like many respawn stations and whatnot. And yeah, I wish we had answers. And just smg4 tends to avoid or never talk about it. It's just, oh yeah, no. Like, I get they planned out Elsie's death, but they never explain why you can just use the respawn station or 1-ups or anything else. It's one of those questions I wish smg4 finally answer. Like, it's never been answered throughout the entire franchise run. And just goes, it's like just goes over their heads and just, it just feels like they just mute it and just go, yeah, we're not gonna talk about why death is important. I'm sure our fans are gonna be fine with it, and yeah. I'm sorry if this has been really something I wish they... but honestly, the anime arc is still one of my favorite arcs of all time. The good action, storytelling, and everything else. I also do like longer arcs as it does explain a lot more to do some things and whatnot. Anywho, I would like to say thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. So yeah, bye.